Hey, welcome back to Buckle Farm. Got a few things I need to get done today, and I think the first thing I want to get done on my list is I've got another big corner fence post here, and I've got a 4x6 post in the red barn. And what I'm wanting to do is put a gate over here where I've cut the fence to allow access to the newly fenced off area. And what I want to do is be able to separate, if I need to separate, whether it be one horse, two horses, or if I want to bring in a couple of steers for, training goose, I need to have multiple areas that I can shut animals off into. So I think what I want to do is I'm going to go with a 10-foot gate like I have here on the front. And I have one of these posts sitting over there. And with this type of latch that I use, you really need a flat surface to mount it to. These are great. I love these latches. But they don't do particularly well on round posts. Where I cut the fence, obviously it's lost all of its tension. So I want to, right here, I'm probably going to have the gate swing that way, because if it swings this way, you run the risk of an animal getting over in this corner here. And, if the goats are fighting, or if a couple of horses are messing around, one of them's trying to bully the other one, you don't ever want a cul-de-sac. You don't want a trap for a horse so that it can't move. And the ideal thing would be to have the gate swing out into the larger part so that this is all an open area. So if anything gets in here, if the gate's on that side, if two goats are fighting, it doesn't matter if they're in here because they can always leave. I'm going to measure what I have here, go over and mark it off, and the small post is going to come out. I'll be taking that little post up and putting the big round post on this side and the 4x6 over here. And one thing to keep in mind is when you buy a 10-foot gate, it is allowing for the hardware as well. So this gate itself is slightly less than 10 feet because it's allowing for hinges, and it should come out to right just under 10 to about right here. And I know I've shown it on the channel before, but this is my auger. It's a Ryobi. And on that battery, I can dig about 30 holes. I've got an 8-inch auger bit on it, and I bought it, gosh, 3-4 years ago from Home Depot, I think it was. I think they carry Ryobi. I know they carry Ryobi. I don't think Lowe's does anymore, but that's where I bought it. I don't even remember the price. Bought it right off the shelf. And just need to grab one of these 4x6x8s. And the number one thing to remember, because I've done this, when you are driving through a gate with something hanging off each side of the golf cart, don't get too close to the post. This post is set in concrete, 3 feet down. I'll need to get the tractor if I want to pull it out, but there's really not any reason to, unless I just want to use it somewhere else. But the smaller posts are pretty cheap. So I think I'm just going to put this 4x6 right next to it, because I've got to pull up these T-posts anyway. So it's easier just to set it there and measure coming this way and set the gate post, the hinge side, over here, because I've got all this excess fence. I've got to pull this T-post out, and it's easier than going to get in the tractor and pulling that post up and dealing with all that when I can simply set it next to it and run it this way. I could get by with just packing this one in, since it's not really going to, I mean, it's not going to be holding the weight of the gate whenever it's swinging. It's really just there to hold it in place with a latch. But since I've got to go get a bag of concrete for the other side, I might as well put some in here too. Well, I'll get the wire loose on this T-post. We'll pull it and just pull the fence back a little bit further with it. And I need 122 inches from that post to this one. So I'm going to be able to get it pretty much in the ballpark. If it's off, like I said, by an inch, either way, it doesn't really matter. It'll latch just fine. Never fails. I'm out here working. The goats have to come and see what I'm doing. They're basically like the county inspectors. Anytime you work, they come out and watch you and make sure you're doing it right. Check up on your work and then tell you that you've done it wrong. Peter, do not chew on the auger. Difference is the county workers don't come out and chew on all of your tools. Well, they've had their inspection. Those two disagree, apparently. Peter thinks the equipment is suspect because he's thoroughly inspected the post hole diggers and chewed on them. And now he's decided that the post is in the wrong spot, so he's going to move it. And these things are light. Did you seriously have to mess with everything? I had this post where I wanted it. And I get to replumb the post so I can measure and let Peter, the building inspector, check out this post. Well, I'll plumb this real quick and get another quick measurement just to make sure I don't need to move the post out or in. Should be within tolerance, so we're going to see in just a second. Since we're in here putting tools away, we might as well check on the kittens. Mom cat's taking care of them. Well, the trip to the store took a lot longer than it should have because something's wrong with the internet in town and the registers were running really slow, so it took me an extra 45 minutes there. I'm going to go ahead and get the concrete in these holes. Make sure the posts are nice and plumb. And that will probably be all I'm able to get done today other than putting the animals up. I'll do that whenever I get finished with this, but you know, the extra time in town kind of took all my extra work time. Well, got both posts plumb, square to each other. Gonna double check my measurement, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna be just right. Just right. It's exactly where I wanted it. So that job is done. Took a break. Got the dry hat. And I'm gonna go ahead and put everybody up. Usually put them up, mid-afternoon, because the gnats really start lighting it up about 3 o'clock. You ready to eat, big guy? Here, let me have your mask. There we go. There you go. One thing that I have noticed is that the gnats tend to be worse out in the direct sunlight. A few will follow them into the barn, but once they get in their stalls with the fans, those all go away. So I like to put them up whenever it's like this. Just, they're ready to eat. They know what time I come to feed them. Goose has already put himself in his stall. Tex won't though. Tex waits until the food's in there. He doesn't want to shut himself up just in case I'm not here to feed him. I know, buddy. It's exciting time, isn't it? I know it. Dude, go get in your stall. Go, nice. Come on. Stall. Here, buddy. Come on, goats. Let's go. Come on. Y'all know the drill. They'll have to fight on the way there, though. Even though they're all going to the same place to eat the same food. Go in. You're going the wrong way. Turn. Big black goat, mama goat, she runs everybody back out as soon as they get out here. Move. Gate shut. Karen, come on or you're not going to eat. I'm coming. Oh, Lord. If you would get out of the trough, this would help. Get out of the trough. And they all stand over there and argue with each other. Of course, Petunia decides she's got to walk in the trough. And now she can't get out. Good grief. I didn't bore you with the floor sweeping. That's the last thing I do. I'll leave the fans on until dark. Got everybody fed. Everybody has hay. Let's run down here and take a look at George, the new addition to the farm. Hey George, you want to be internet famous? The ladies at the vet's office named him George. He doesn't actually have a name. Friday morning, walked outside to feed the horses, and he was sitting next to my kitchen door. Really sick. Bad respiratory infection. Sounded like pneumonia. He was so starved he could barely stand up. As you can see, he's still really sick. He can barely make a noise, but he is getting a little bit better. I went and picked him up yesterday because there wasn't anything they could do with him. He can't be neutered because he's too sick with that respiratory infection. He's way too sick to put under. So, I could have had him put to sleep, but I figured why not try to save him. My guess is, because this happens to us a lot, is somebody must have either trapped him somewhere else or took their own cat and dumped him out here, because that happens to us. I've picked up dogs. We've got other cats running around here that have been dumped. He's a very friendly cat, which tells me somebody owned him, that he's used to having people handle him. If you are the person that dumped him out here, whether you trapped him somewhere else and brought him out here, or whether he was your cat and you dumped him out here, just know that I don't really think much of you as a person, and you owe me $477 because that was the vet bill before he gets neutered. So if I figure out who you are, you're going to owe me more than $477. But don't dump your pets. There are rescues. There's animal control if you have to go that route. You can call your local vet's office. There are people that will take pets rather than have you dump them in the middle of nowhere. So I'm going to get off my soapbox, but as soon as he's better, I'm going to have him fixed. And then we'll just let him roam loose here at the farm, and he can eat the cat food with the other cats. Here you go, buddy. Ready to eat? Come on. Here, George. Here, buddy. Here's you some food. Here's you some food. I know it. You're so hungry that you can't breathe. Yeah. I'm trying to get out I can. There you go. I know, it's good stuff, isn't it? Well, that's about all I've got. Wish I'd gotten more done today, but you know, the time I had to spend in town didn't really help. Till next time, thanks for watching.